This is what a 40-hour water fast actually does to your body. And it may not be what you think. After a recent trip involving undercooked food and way too much sugar, I used a short fast to reset my digestive system. And surprisingly, even long after it ended, it completely killed my cravings. I used to crave chocolate all the time, and now I don't. So I wanted to share this in case it helps someone else. In the last decade or so, there's been a lot of investigation into the role of gut bacteria, which actually have a lot of influence over things like our mood, our hormones, and many aspects of our health. There are actually more bacteria cells, more non-human cells in the human body than there are human cells. They're much smaller than the human cells, but there are more of them. I was recently on holiday in Turkey. It was okay, but the food wasn't great, which was a pity because the last time we went to Turkey, we had a hotel with amazing food. But at this place, the food was often undercooked, which actually led to both of us getting sick, but also much of it was very processed and packed with sugar. Because of that sickness, because of the bad diet, once I got back, I wanted to reset my gut microbiome and also stimulate autophagy. Now, autophagy is the process of the body clearing out damaged cell components, misfolded proteins, and stuff that can cause bigger problems later down the line. Now, autophagy actually happens all the time, but fasting upregulates this multiple times over. And in times when we aren't eating anything, it uses those damaged components as a really useful fuel source. So I thought I would maybe do a 3-day fast. I was used to 36 hours from years before, so I was quite metabolically flexible, but I was also carrying more body fat than I was the last time I was fasting regularly. And I thought maybe I can push it. So I began my water fast on Sunday evening after having my evening meal, and I only consumed water and tea with no milk and the odd packet of electrolytes. I was planning that I would go to the gym and do a strength training workout with a few more reps in reserve, not pushing myself too hard, just to signal to my body that it needed to hold on to muscle. But I didn't manage to do that. It was definitely harder than usual after eating so much sugar. And I've been fine in the past when I've fasted, able to go to a social dance and dance after fasting for 48 hours and feel fine. But this time, from the first day, I felt weak and like I had a headache, and I couldn't do much at all. Now, when fasting, it's important to drink a lot of water, and I had been doing that, so I knew that wasn't the problem. But I found that adding some sodium and magnesium chloride salts actually helped me move into a better mental state of clarity. And I naturally have a overthinking, literal diagnosed OCD brain, but during the fast, it was so much easier to be present with what I was doing, not thinking forwards or backwards. So I had started my fast on Sunday evening, planning to go for 3 days, but on Tuesday morning, I made the decision to exit at Tuesday lunchtime. It just wasn't going to work for 3 days. And pushing it past the 48-hour mark would have resulted in a bigger cortisol spike. And I already knew that by this time I had, number one, pushed the bad bacteria and fungi into a state of dormancy, that I had made space for the body's housekeeping processes to get rid of the bacterial overgrowths, and 3, that I've given a chance for the good bacteria to step up. Now, when I broke the fast, I found the food tasted more delicious than ever. I felt like I finally understand how my dog feels when he's waiting for his food. But more importantly, I was careful how I broke it. I didn't go as carefully and gradually as the guidance I read on this gave. They say, have a portion of soup and then half an egg and then gradually increase the meal sizes. I just went back to a normal meal of lean meat and vegetables. And then as an afternoon snack, I bought some blackberries and kefir, a fermented milk drink for those not familiar, both of which are really good at promoting beneficial bacteria in the gut. Now, it's really important to not splurge out on processed food or sugary food during this refeeding period, because what you eat when you start eating again sets yourself up for the bacteria growth that follows. The bad bacteria can and will come back with a vengeance if you down a bunch of high sugary food. But that good start seems to have really made a big difference in how I'm feeling now, post-fast, compared to how I was before it. I have absolutely no craving for chocolate or processed food. Previously, even long before the holiday, I had felt a strong craving for chocolate. This is something that has been a multi-year habit. Instead, I'm enjoying vegetables and meats more than I have been used to in a long time. It wasn't just for that first meal when I was really, really hungry at the end of the fast. It's lasted. And I was thinking about this, that I wouldn't be surprised if maybe there's some bacteria which relies on getting lots of sugar and adjusts some chemical, maybe modulates or increases some hormones in our body to make us feel like eating the things it needs. And in planning for this video, I actually discovered that there are studies that actually show this, that sugar-loving microbes can manipulate our vagus nerve to send signals to our brain, literally hijacking our cravings to get us to eat what they want. You're kind of being driven like that guy in the movie Ratatouille, except by bacteria. Now, for secular people living in a comfortable world, the idea of going without food for almost 2 days seems like a huge challenge. But our ancestors would have done this all the time. For most of the time that human beings have existed, we didn't have a guaranteed regular supply of food. It had to be hunted and scavenged, and sometimes we would go days at a time without food. It made sense to occasionally recreate those conditions in a safe, intentional way. Anyway, this is just my perspective and my experience. None of this is medical advice, so please do your own research and talk to your doctor if you need to. And remember, this is something that you need to build up slowly to. Don't jump in at the deep end. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments and leave a like if you found this video helpful. Thank you very much, and see you next time.